Alrighty, hello everybody. It is nice to see you, welcome back. This is MCC episode 11, which is insane. I want to thank you guys for that, by the way. You guys have helped me get through this, and for those of you who don't know, MCC is my way to help deal with, or my way to break through the problems I have with ADHD, specifically ADD. It's me trying to push back against it in my own way. And today even more so because we have some very interesting things going on and I have something cool to show you. This video is going to be a little bit different, but not for the reason that you might think. I don't know. I haven't got the AI working. I'm still working on it, trust me. But I've been away for 4 days. I'm glad to be back. And we are standing on the wall. I got this done a while ago. I just never ended up showing it off because I've been busy. But this place is looking nice. I did do something, and we'll see it later on. You may notice some weird things with the color of the leaves, and that's all I'm going to say. If you know it, you know it. If you don't know it, then you'll find out that secret later. Anyway, today we do have something very interesting. I actually have something I want to show you guys. And this is going to be the first part of the video. I haven't actually finished the main part of the video, but we're going to be checking off something on our list today. I have the 3 major things I wish to work on: the Mega Smelter, the main town, and the Great Atlantic Bridge. We're going to cross the Great Atlantic Bridge. It's not much of a bridge yet. It's more like a stick. But over there is the smelter, which is sitting in that box very conveniently, waiting for us to go activate it. Well, we have to build it. I'm going to build it there and make the thing, but I really didn't want to do that today. Like, genuinely did not want to do that today. I just wasn't feeling it. I felt like building something else. And hence, we're building a town. we're going to go across the Tibby Bridge. It's right now just a giant plank in the middle of nowhere. But you know what? It's a start. We'll get there. We'll get there one day. All right, so here we are. This is what I'm working on. Well, okay, it's one building of... I'm going to go into free cam here. Of many. I plan to... This entire island's going to be full of... It's really hard to see. Okay, it's really hard to see because of the fog. But, like, look. It's going to be this entire island, I assure you. Including over there. And then there's another bridge we have to build. Nonetheless, I have this entire area planned. That's going to be an agricultural district because... Well, again, you'll find out later. And I'll bring that up when I bring up other stuff. However, this is what I am building. I had something I wanted to show, something that's kind of like a trick I'm using to help deal with my ADHD, actually. And you might find it kind of interesting. So what I'm gonna try and do is, if you'll notice, actually, it's easier to notice from the ground. I don't know why I went up here. If you'll look at it from the ground, you'll notice something interesting that if I walk around it, just take a little walk around. If you didn't notice, that's okay. But they're all 3-spaced. Like everything. Like literally, everything's 3-spaced in this entire thing. And every building I plan to make is probably going to follow this. Because it makes me very happy when things line up like this. Like, I like the look of this. Well, okay, I don't really like the look of this one in particular. But I do like the look of these in general. And... it's because of the 3x3, and if you didn't know, sometimes not every ADHD person, like it changes per person. If you don't know, you can always go look it up. I'm pretty sure there's somewhere interesting to read about it. But I happen to have mine coupled with a little bit of OCD, so stuff like this makes me happy. But generally, box buildings don't really look good. But I have a solution, and I'm going to show you by going to a separate world. I have a creative world I've been working on. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about, and because I think this is kind of cool. Hello. We are in the creative world, as you can see, and I have been doing a little bit of work. And I actually did more than I originally was doing in the first time I recorded this. This is like the 3rd time I'm recording this, because I didn't like the first 2. So, I'm going to do a brief explanation of my thinking and why I think this is important. Because, I mean, to be fair, now that I'm thinking about it, this is a pretty easy idea to get behind and probably doesn't need to be explained. But I wanted to share a bit more about myself, I guess. I wanted to give some peek behind the curtain. Now, we all know that this box, while lovely and beautiful, isn't... apparently he likes it, but isn't the greatest picture of decorum and design. We don't like flat spaces, because flat spaces are flat. We don't like flat. I don't know. Just just doesn't look nice to the eyes. So this was just me coming up with the roof. But the main thing I wanted to show off is kind of like my thinking here. So I have ADD, and that kind of sometimes comes coupled with OCD. So I really like when things are 3-spaced, and most building designs don't do that because it's just not really how things are built. You tend to add like misshapen parts. And not only that, I'm really bad with memory because of a combination of both things. So it's hard for me to follow a tutorial because I have to go flippy, 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 flippy. I don't want to do that. So I wanted to make something that would be easy enough to follow because it's the same rule, and as long as you follow the rule, you'll basically get the same idea. You can change up the block patterns, you can change up how it's designed, but in general, it doesn't actually matter all too much because it's easier to remember. So I came up with using walls instead of just normal blocks because it allows you to keep the 3x3 without doing some weird stuff, but it also kind of looks nice. It adds this like 3D aesthetic. Oh wait, this is the wrong side of the wall. This side adds like a 3D aesthetic, and I kind of like it. It makes it look more like a house, but you're still keeping the same blocky-esque thing. There was a problem with this design, and I did a bigger house, but then you come to these blocks. Because they're on an angle, if you were to put a wall here, it looks really weird, and I didn't like it. So my temporary solution was to put that, and I'm explaining my thinking because I'm going to use an entire village of this. I kind of wanted to show you because it's helping me with my OCD stuff. It makes me want to build more. And it's going to be more consistent if I do it in this way. So I want to share it with you guys. But anyway, so it's easily expandable because it's all literally like 3x3 sections. Technically, you could also do 2x2, as long as you make everything 2x2. Like, or you can make 4x4 or 5x5. I like having odd numbers, so you can do stuff like this and have like a middle section. I like doing that, but you can do anything. But then you still run into the issue of, what if you don't want to use a wall? Or what if you can't use a wall? Like if you want to use wood or like any other material. Like if I make it this, it always has to be some wall material, which is really limiting, and it's kind of the biggest problem with the system. But I did come up with a solution. I actually looked it up. This is a way you can do it. It does reduce the space, so if you're using this method, you do have to build bigger in general, but it still keeps a 3D feel, keeps it 3x3, and it's basically the same expandable thing. You can even add walls inside. Like if I wanted to add a wall, you use this pillar here, 2, 3. You just have to remember that if you're going to add a pillar, that you have to remember the maximum space given walls. The nice thing about the inner walls, however, is they don't need to have the same problem. Like the thing with these walls is they're too thick, whereas these walls over here are only 1 thick. So the nice thing about this is it keeps the same consistency, and you can use any block as a base. However, this is kind of the problem. You create a very small room if you keep following that. So that's just something you have to keep in mind when you're building with this, that if you're going to build with like this style, you're going to need to account for space. And I like this. I think this is how I'm going to build most of my stuff in the future. And it makes it easier for me to keep it in my mind and keep it going and keep building and make new designs and make nice looking designs. And it's going to expand over time. This is going to be kind of a weird, this is like the first time I've ever done this in a video. So I'm trying it. Tell me how you guys think of it. Like, let me know in the comments, or like leave a like. That also tells me. This is going to be relatively the end. I'm going to probably go back to my main role, show you a little bit of the progress I'm working on, and then, yeah, we'll wrap it up there. And yeah, I will see you over in the survival world. Alright, hello again, we are back. I am in the survival world. I did do some work. I've started some planning, so I did finish up... Oh, sorry, I have to kill Steve 1 minute. Ignore that. That never happened. You never saw nothing. So I did finish up this house a bit. I still have to do some fixing because I don't like this very much, but I made a secondary floor. I don't know if I showed this in the first one. I haven't checked, and if I did, well, you're seeing it again anyway. Okay, so I made this, which I am looking so forward to building, but it's kind of like a duplex house with an upper floor going on, and then I've started planning out a few other builds. I'm going to go into free cam real quick just to show you. I'm planning out these builds, and I eventually am going to get to these ones, but I don't quite know what I'm doing for these ones yet, so it's going to wait until I finally get them understood. I'm hoping... Okay, so they're doing the in the background. They are currently mowing the lawn. I'm really hoping that doesn't come across in the mic, because that's going to be unfortunate. But if it does, you're probably not going to see this. Anyway, I'm going to leave this for the episode. I'm making this a really short one because I just wanted to show that off, and I think that's enough for one episode. I'm going to slowly work on this over time and maybe work on some other projects while I'm working on this one, and you guys will start to see those. Otherwise, yeah, this is all you're really going to see for the moment. I'm going to be doing stuff. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Let me know how you thought this video was in general. I know I already said that in the creator role, but dude, I'm going to say it again. Press the like, subscribe, tell me how you liked it, tell me what you thought of it, if you like what I'm doing. The AI is in progress. I haven't actually worked anymore on it, so I'm getting there. And there will be a Serenity SMP coming out as well. It's going to be at a different style. It's going to be much more chill. It's going to be not as focused. Right now we are working on something, so you're probably going to see that. It's going to be snippets of our funny moments, whereas this one will be different. Anyway, see you guys later. Bye-bye. Happy New Year.